Okay, so today we're going to have a go at doing something a little bit different. Thank you for sending me all of your paintings, they look amazing. So I'm now in a different place, I'm downstairs, I'm not in my studio, so I didn't have a palette, so my chopping board, I'm afraid, has turned into my palette. So I've got a dark blue, a green, a grey, you can mix your grey, and then the white, and I've got a little bit of yellow. And we're just going to use a little brush today because we're going to do a lighthouse, so it's going to be quite delicate. So I'm going to put my palette right next to my painting. And what we're going to do, it's really good to have a red background because we're going to do the shape of the lighthouse first and then do the clouds around it and just use this little one. So I'm actually going to start with the dark blue because we're going to have quite dark clouds around it. So you're going to be careful not to make a mistake. If you want to draw it first, that's fine. In fact, you know what, we'll draw it first and then it's easier. So my lighthouse, just got a pen here. And the good thing is oil paint will cover this anyway. So right in the middle, we're going to put the lighthouse. So it's just a little bit thinner at the top. It's got a kind of a little bit of a dome at the top. And then straight down. So this is our lighthouse here. And I think we're going to have it on a bit of a bank instead of it being on a sort of a rocky shore. So we're going to have some shrubs and a bit of a hill. So the hill is just going to kind of go diagonally across like that. Looks a bit messy at the minute, but it's fine. And then we're going to have a little bit of a path kind of going up to it there. So we're kind of creating a little bit of a scene, so you walk up to it. The top bit here is going to have a top, and then it has another top at the top. So if you've got kids, this is a really good one to do because they can kind of spend a bit of time drawing the lighthouse. We're going to have a bit of a shrub here, and so we're going to have a big dark looming sky, and it's quite nice that you've got something to kind of work on. So we're going to put a little bit of dark blue at the bottom, just at the bottom, not anywhere else, like that. And then I'm going to take that paint off my brush, I'm just going to give it a little wipe, get it off. And then I'm going to use a grey. I'm going to put the grey a little bit further up, like so. And then I'm going to get a little bit of white and I'm going to put that kind of around the top. So I'm not going to clean my brush from here because it's quite nice when all the colours mix. So the white goes in right along the top, along here. Now we want to make this a little bit darker because when the white lighthouse goes on, we want it to stand out. So I'm going to bring the grey up a little bit, up to here. Like so, and a little bit of white at the top, and then we're going to blend this with a different brush. So this is a really good one to do because we use perspective and we use light and shade and all these kind of things, so it's good practice. So I'm going to bring the blue in a little bit here and a little bit there, so it's got a little bit of the white in, so it's quite nice. And then we're going to change brushes because we want the sky to have some real depth to it. Now this brush, I've been using a little bit of yellow, but I'm going to put a little bit of yellow anyway. See, I've got a little bit of yellow on there. And what that's going to do is it's just going to add to the drama of it really. So with this flat brush, lots of different directions, how we've been doing before. Wait for the paint to kind of connect to your brush because sometimes it just skims over. And then bring it all the way down so that the grey is going to start going up, like so. And then we're going to connect that to the blue, and the blue is going to go up as well, like that. So we've got a bit of a halo around our lighthouse, so we want to just kind of carefully try and go around that. So you're going to end up with a little bit of a strange colour. If you go into that, it doesn't matter, it's just a guide. Sometimes it's easier if you turn it round, like that. And then you start to drag the blue down, this dark blue. So drag it down first, make sure the blue comes down, and then just give it a really good mix. If you want to, you can take a bit of paint off your brush. And then you see how the brush strokes are kind of creating the clouds, like so. What you can do, you can add more white in here if you want to lighten some of it up. And sometimes it's quite nice when you don't mix it in too much, like so. And that's kind of creating our sort of drama sky. So I'm going to turn that back round. So we've got this sort of good sky and nice big brush strokes as well. And then we're going to do the lighthouse next, and the reason why is because if you do this bit and then you do that bit, the chances are you're going to be leaning on it and you're going to get a dirty hand. So we'll do the lighthouse next. So we want it to have some light on one side. So very carefully on one side, we put the white, like so. And then on the other side, I'm going to put a bit of grey there, like that. And then at the very, very edge, I'm going to put a tiny bit of blue. And that's going to make it darker. So at the minute, it looks like a bit of a sort of stripy piece of rock. And then very, very gently, we're going to just bring this together. So it's sideways, like so. And I'm going to get a bit more white. Bring the white in. So what this does, it kind of creates a shadow down one side. Like that. Then there's another bit here. And then you can use the blue to kind of make the dark bit at the top. So this is a very sort of basic lighthouse. And then down the light side, with this very thin brush, we're going to put a couple of windows in. Like so. And if you want to, if you're feeling very brave, you can kind of go around the windows a little bit, just to kind of neaten them up with your white. So there's our little lighthouse. You can kind of fiddle around with that a little bit. You can make it darker on one side if you want to. It's one of those things that you just kind of keep fiddling with because it's a nice subject. There you go. So there's the lighthouse. So then to connect it all now, we've got our green. This is a dark green. And with the little brush, we're gonna just get lots of this colour in. Lots of little brush strokes, lots of little ones. So it looks quite grassy. Probably hear my son in the background laughing. I don't know what he's doing, playing a game or something. So that's one side. And then the other side, down here. And then this little path in the middle, we're just going to go back to using the white. It's amazing how quickly the image comes together. And then a little path down here, which is our little path up to there. There's a little bit green, it's fine. And then while we've got a little bit of white, we can highlight some of the tops of that grassy bank, just because the light's coming down. And on the other side, like so. And then you can leave it at that, or you can fiddle with it and put a bit more light in at the top. I always tend to sort of go over them a couple of times, put a bit more paint on it, so you can make it a little bit brighter. You can put a little bit of yellow in, just to kind of zing it up a little bit. There's all sorts you can do, but sort of basic sort of ideas there. And there you go, there's your little lighthouse. Okay, stay safe everyone.